Today on air, Ike Fast.
Welcome to German Property News. We keep you up to date with the latest news from the world of real estate. The construction industry is booming. In today's program, we would like to show investors how they can get in on the current boom. We'll also take a look at Frankfurt am Main, a hotspot in the real estate industry. Join us as we visit the listed historical property Residenz am Bolongaropalast. We'll begin by taking a closer look at one of the top locations in Germany, Frankfurt am Main. With around 751,000 inhabitants, Frankfurt am Main is the largest city in Hessen and the fifth largest in Germany. It makes up the core of the Frankfurt metropolitan area, which is home to nearly 2.2 million inhabitants. Around 5.7 million people live in the entire Rhine-Main metropolitan area. Frankfurt am Main is known for its skyline, which continues to grow with a steady supply of new skyscrapers. Its many high-rises, which are among the tallest in Europe, have led Frankfurt am Main to be widely referred as to Manhattan. Purchase prices and rent levels for residential real estate in Frankfurt are constantly on the rise. The Empirica Research Institute conducted a statistical assumes of the market for dwelling units in recent years. The data shows that the purchase prices for condominiums in general have increased by 156% since 2008, while the prices for newly built condominiums have increased by 137% since 2008. At the same time, the rent levels for condominiums, regardless of the year of construction, have increased by 40%, while the rent levels for new condominiums have risen by 34%. There is no end in sight for this increase in the near future. The price trend will continue in the years to come as the average home size is set to decline while Frankfurt's population grows. The demand for dwelling units will therefore increase steadily. Existing housing in Frankfurt currently amounts to approximately 378,500 dwelling units and has increased significantly in recent years. 3,466 dwelling units were completed in Frankfurt last year, which is far from enough living space. An average annual demand for 6,700 dwelling units will follow in the years to come. The need for living space per inhabitant stagnated in recent years and now amounts to 37.1 square meter per inhabitant for Frankfurt. The vacancy rate is also declining and currently amounts to 0.5%. The demand of 75,000 students places substantial pressure on the market for dwelling units. The German property group has construction projects in Frankfurt am Main, which, in contrast to the new skyscrapers dominating the cityscape, exudes a unique historical charm in Frankfurt am Main. The Residenz by the Bolongaropalast.
This magnificent building by the Bolongaropalast is reminiscent of the prestigious palace-like residence. The Baroque style of its construction complements the graceful character of the listed building, where the administration of the Main-Taunus district was based until 1987. The high, semicircular main entrance is set in a pleasing archway adorned with stone ornaments, whose warm red coat of paint accentuates the wooden door boasting intricate wood carvings. The bright, spacious entrance hall welcomes visitors. From the elegant open stairwell, one can peer into the upper galleries of the other levels. An exquisitely shaped wooden hand railing, enhanced with turned posts, leads to the upper levels. All dwelling units are a delight with their smart room layout. High room ceilings, some of which are decorated with stucco-bossed wooden parquet floors, emphasize its elegance. The painstakingly restored high single and double-leaf wooden doors complement the alluring charm of these living spaces.
This recently completed project is a prime example for how in particular institutional investors such as pension funds, banks, family offices and so forth can get in on profit from the high demand for living space. The German property group has attracted the enthusiasm of international investors. The investment properties of the German property group are mainly listed buildings and properties where listed buildings are converted or refurbished. In some cases, new buildings are being erected. Through the project companies in which the German property group holds a majority interest, fixed interest investor monies with a fixed term are acquired in order to purchase certain real estate projects. They are in return secured with first-rate mortgages. The respective real estate projects are purchased with investors' monies in order to sell them to buyers following planning and division within the land register. The real estate project is generally sold to dwelling unit buyers or other project development companies which complete the project on the basis of the planning documents prepared by the GPG. The primary concern of investors is that the property is sold. Who buys it is irrelevant. The investors are aware that investments may be repaid later than planned. In the event of delays attributed to the first-rate mortgage, investors are not put in an unprotected position and are compensated for any delays. As the duration of development project is often delayed due to sluggish building permits and fully booked construction companies, the German property group has increased the term of investments. While the German property group offered terms of 12 months from 2010 to 2014, investment terms are increased from 2015 to 2018. Presently, a minimum of 36 months are agreed. If we move over to Berlin, the construction of dwelling units has taken a modern approach to neighborhood development in recent years.
4 new buildings, buildings A to D, with a total of 91 dwelling units, are built on an underground garage. The dwelling units offer approximately 40 to 160 square meters of living space. The new construction fulfills the requirements of the KfW 153 EH55 subsidy programs. Along with the restored historical building, the former post office, a modern neighborhood development was created with great care and based on the latest modern findings, presenting all buildings as a jewel in the district of Lichtenberg with its rich tradition and history. A total of 48 dwelling units with premium furnishings are being created in the listed building. Listed buildings of historical importance, which are restored in a careful and responsible manner, are a true gem. Our project, the former Postamt Lichtenberg 1, is among the few large public buildings constructed in the Lichtenberg district that embodies a decisively late expressionistic architectural concept. It was built from 1925 to 1927. The builder was the Oberpostdirektion Berlin. The expressionistic brick and clinker masonry is particularly eye-catching. The street front has a horizontal structure. The lower zone with the architectural pronounced ground level is separated by a narrow cornice from the 3 upper stories, featuring a uniform design. An exquisite textile decor consisting of varied masonry bonds and geometric ornaments extending slightly into the relief span the entire front.
This is a prime example of a symbiosis between historical building fabric, its renovation, and a new contemporary construction. The Dotti-Straße project in Berlin, with its ultra-modern features, makes a decisive contribution to outstanding residential and living quality. That was the latest of the German property news. Thanks for watching and see you around soon.